We're ready for face-off. Here we are, folks, from the ice den in Chandler. Mission 16U playing against the Bobcats 16U combo in the final game for both teams. Puck fired in by Wong and saved by the Mission goaltender. Final regular season game for the both teams, as I was saying. Bobcats have won the previous three between the two. And with a win here today, they could actually move into third place. Mission dumps it down, and that's going to roll into the Bobcat zone and just far enough for racing. Play just underway here. First period from the East rink in the Chandler Ice Den. Bobcats in their home yellow uniforms and Mission in their red uniforms. Mission clears the zone, sends it all the way down, and that just misses the crease, and Lindsay picks it up, and that'll be icing called against Mission. Gardner with the puck. Takes a shot off a stick, and that goes even over the netting above the glass. And we have a souvenir in the fans area. Face-off coming up to the right of the Mission goal here. We got Stewart up front with Oberle on his right, Gardner on his left, and we've got Lindsay and Smith back on D. Riley Bernheimer in goal for Mission. Gardner, top of the circle, fires it in, goes off a leg wide. Fired in by Smith. Stewart has it now in behind the goal. He's checked there. Gardner tries to center it to Oberle. That's intercepted by Mission. Sent around to the right point. Kept in by Smith. Back to Stewart. Oberle sends it into the far corner. And Mission picks it up there off the boards. Kept in by Lindsay. Gardner gets around his man, and he gets checked. Mission fires it off the board, but again, kept in by Lindsay. Go cross ice to Smith. Over to Oberle, back to Smith at the right point. Top of the circle, fires it in. That goes off the Mission D-man. Mission clears it off the boards down the ice, and that's going to go for icing. And we'll have another face-off coming up to the right of Bernheimer.
So I was talking to some of the Mission parents before the game. They've got, I think, 3 kids out with injury.
Oh, that's
so their short bench is
never
even
good.
shorter.
That's right. They do have a short bench to begin with. So they basically got 2 forward lines and 1 D on the bench. Bannon picks it up. He gets checked in the middle now, and now Mission backhands it up off the glass out of the zone. Bannon picks it up there. Over for Olsen, just out of his reach, and that was just on the far side of the red line, and we'll have an icing against the Bobcats. Face-off coming up to the left of Hubler.
Oh, I thought it was popped at the blue line. Okay.
Comes Stipe now in over the line. He's got Bannon in the middle. Drops it back for Olsen. It's intercepted. Letty now picks it up for the Bobcats. Sends it up the right side. Mission picks it up and sends it down, and that'll be another icing. I think we're going to get a lot of that today.
This is going to be the longest 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Have a weird time of year too, because the Tier 2 team, they Bobcats won their championship last night, so
Yep.
season's
14U.
ending.
Yep.
Yeah, 14U.
I believe 18U lost today earlier. Mission now with it. Smitty with it, coming up through center. Here they come up over center on the left side. Smith dumps it back to middle ice, and Mission's going to regroup there. Long picks it up for the Bobcats. He loses it. Smitty in the corner. He's still got it. Working in behind the goal. Looking for somebody to pass to. Sends it back to the right D. That shot goes wide.
Pop back between his 5-hole.
They scrambly at center. Here comes Wong now. He's got Wahlberg and Luma with him. Wong tips it towards the goal. Luma back over to Wong. Fires a shot. Comes back to Lindsay at the left D. Lindsay moves in. And 30 now for Mission. Fires it off the glass and out to center. And Letty's going to pick that up in his own zone. Go Letty coming up through the middle. Feeding past Luma. He gets checked in the Mission zone. Mission sends it around the left side. And puck comes back out to Lindsay. Lindsay circles back in his own zone. Bobcats making a couple of player changes. Wahlberg dumps it in, and Mission comes back in to get it behind their own goal. Smitty now for Mission, coming up the right side. He sends it up through the middle. Picked off by Letty. Letty just fires that in. Right on goal. And here comes number 11 now for Mission coming up. Tried to hit a man there. It's intercepted by Letty. Backhands it into the zone. Gardner in after it, but he's beat to the puck by number 30. Stewart gets it. Fires it right on goal. Pad save. Puck comes around. Kept in by Smith. Watts is up there now with it. Tried to get it in front. And Mission now has it. They send it up through the middle, and here they are now, up through center ice. Number 9 for Mission. Fires it into the Bobcat zone, and Dawson goes after it in behind his own goal, and behind Hubler. Sends it up to Gardner on the left side, rolls off his stick, and Mission has it now. Cutting over across their own blue line, send it up through center. Smith picks it up there and dumps it in. Puck hits the side of the goal, and Smitty now has it. He reverses it into the corner. The 45 picks it up, passes it right through the middle. A bit of a dangerous pass, and now here comes Mission, number 9, up through the middle. Trying to get over the blue line. And Mission keeps that in, fires it in. Dawson picks it up in the far corner. Sends it up to Gardner along the boards. Gardner gets pumped off into the side, and Mission picks it up. Weston lost it at the Mission blue line. Bannon now picks it up. Bobcats regroup over to Dawson. Back over to Bannon off his skate into the Mission zone. Mission clears it up off the glass all the way down. There's no icing here as it went by a couple of players. Dawson bodies his man in there. Puck rolls over to the left corner. Stipe with it now. Over to Bannon. Bannon back over to Stipe. Mission now clears it up through center. And Olsen checks his man there as Jessen goes in behind the goal. Jessen loses it. Mission right across in front of the crease.
Wow.
That was a dangerous attempt. Back to Smitty, top of the circle. He's got it back, fires again. That hits another body. And Olsen tries to get to it. He's got it, and then he's checked by number 11 for Mission. He's behind his own goal now, rings it around the glass. Comes back to the left point. Lindsay has it, fires it in, he scores! Jackson Lindsay fires it top right corner, and the Bobcats are on the board.
Couple scary attempts, but way to close out that play.
Yep, Mission had 2 or 3 shots down at the far end, and then Bobcats came back this way, and Lindsay kept it in and fired it top corner. Face off at center. Goes through the players. Smitty picks it up now. Gets tripped coming over the blue line. I think we're going to have a tripping penalty here to the Bobcats. like Stipes going off.
I don't know. That was an intentional trip. That was kind of skated into the other skate. I watched the replay on that, but yeah, they're shorthanded.
Mission keeps it in. Across the center, the blue line, back into the right side. Back up to the top. Fires a shot in. Hubler the save, and puck is cleared down the ice. And we'll just have enough for racing.
Replaying that shot attempt. They're getting shots, Hubler.
Face off to the right of Hubler. Bannon in for the draw. It's Smitty. Back to the corner. Lindsay back over to Dawson. Sends it back over to Lindsay. Lindsay off the boards and out. Mission goes cross ice. Number 30 now handling the puck. Lindsay now picks it up in his own zone over to Dawson. Dawson over his own blue line up through center, and he dumps it in. Moving behind the Mission goal. Bannon forechecking. Mission now cross ice. They send it down the ice, and that's going to go for icing. As they're halfway through the penalty to Stipe. And Mission here on the power play have the faceoff coming up in their own zone with just over 7 minutes remaining here in the first period. Bobcats leading 1-0. Mission in front of their own goal. Number 30 sends it up the left side. Long now picks it up, dumps it into the corner. He's out there with Oberle up front. We got Letty and Jessen back on D. Mission fires it down. They are on the power play. And no ice on this one. Letty picks it up in behind his own goal area. Mission now picks it up, fires it wide. Jessen sends it out center ice area, and Mission now regrouping. Number 11 stepping over the line, fires it in. That goes just wide. Mission's first on the puck. Letty picks it up in behind the goal. Just sends it up through the middle. There'll be no ice. He fired it right at the Mission player. It got by him, but that was smart because they waved it off for no icing. Mission now coming up over the blue line. Fires it in. Hubler the save, and he's going to hold on with his glove. And Bobcats are back at full strength.
Good penalty kill from the Bobcats.
Yep, not a whole lot of pressure there. And they even got a couple of icings on Mission out of it, so. Mission fires it in. That goes off Smith's skate. Smith clears the zone. Mission now back at center ice. Backhanded up through the middle. Here they come now over the Bobcat line. Smith has it now. Goes in behind to Dawson. Dawson up to Luma. Got Wong coming up the middle. That was intercepted by the Mission player. And Mission now regrouping in their own zone. Send it up on the right side to sit of their wingers' reach, and Dawson has it in behind. Sends it over to Luma. Luma now coming through, sends it over to Wahlberg on the right side. He fires it. Shoulder save by Bernheimer. Mission coming up the right side. Dawson moves in. It's the Mission defenseman, and he's taking it out the left side now. And Smith picks it up. Backhands it over to Luma. It's intercepted by Mission. Puck bouncing on the center ice area. Comes Luma now over the line. He's got Wahlberg in the middle. That's intercepted by Mission. Smitty now with it. Skating up through the middle. Just outside the Mission bench. And Lindsay sends it over to Dawson on the weak side, coming up over the blue line now, top of the circle. Fires it in. Bernheimer has that one, and he holds on for a face-off coming up to his right. And we have 4.5 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Bobcats with the shot advantage and a 1-0 lead on the scoreboard. Stewart moves in for the draw. Gardner back to Letty. Letty over to Lindsay. Fires a one-timer in. Bounces around. But still bouncing in front. Gardner has it in behind. Tries to jam it short side.
Oh.
Puck bounces over Lindsay's stick. Mission goaltender lost his stick. Referee retrieves it. And Lindsay now in his own zone. Sends a puck into the Mission zone. No icing there. Mission sends it around by their own bench area. Kept in by Lindsay. Gardner has it now, and he just didn't give Lindsay a chance to clear, and we have an offside just coming outside the Mission bench area there.
So I got a question about the ref retrieving the stick. They're shorthanded. I don't mind that, but is that considered interference of play? I mean, could it be?
Normally you wouldn't see that.
I mean, that could have left him vulnerable,
Yes. Yeah, that's not something you normally see. Here comes Gardner, fires it in, high over the goal. Dawson now with it. Oberle now with the puck. Tried to clear it in front. Puck kicked the side of the goal, and Bernheimer comes in, and he holds on to that.
We shouldn't be doing that.
Face off to the left of Bernheimer. Puck comes back, fired in by Jessen. Right on. Nice pad save by Bernheimer. Watts right on. He scores! Honor Watzlawick. Shot from the corner off Bernheimer's pad and into the goal. Bobcats up 2-0.
Great goal by Watts. That shot, pad save, Watts picked it up. Centered it, or it got centered. No, he shot it from the side.
Yeah.
I don't know how he had an angle there.
He didn't really, but went off. Bernheimer didn't quite have the pad up against the post.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the great catch. For the Watts response.
Face off coming up to the left of Hubler. Wong wins it back. Sent over to Wahlberg. And here comes Wong now coming up the right side. Up over the blue line. Lifts it up over top of the goal. Tipped in by Jessen. Fired right on. Bernheimer the save there. Steered it to the corner. Wong gets there. Wong back to Wahlberg on his backhand. He gets checked through the middle ice area, and Mission clears it over the line. Wong back to Dawson. He tried to hit Luma with it. Luma now picks it up. Into Jessen. Comes Wong now up over the line. Over to Dawson. Fires it in. He scores! Yep. Bernheimer just got a piece of it, but not enough. And that goes in with 3-0 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining here, first period.
I think he thought he stopped it watching the replay on that.
Yeah, he got most of it.
It just crept across the line.
Yep.
Thanks for the compliments. We're getting compliments in the chat for the stream.
Oh, good. Thank you. Smith now with the puck up through the middle. Stewart. Smitty now has it for Mission. Back into his own zone. Tries to center up to his right winger. Intercepted by Gardner. Top of the circle. Fires it in. He scores. Reed Gardner. Top left corner. And Bobcats move ahead again.
I think they're extremely short bench.
Yeah.
With one D sub. I think that's coming into play.
Catch up to them real soon. Yeah. So the Watselot goal was from Stipe and Bannon, and the Dawson goal was from Wong and Jessen. Gardner's goal looks like it was unassisted. Lindsay now with it in behind.
I'm noticing some physicality starting to surface. I saw a couple elbows.
Comes Gardner up over the blue line, top of the circle, tries to cut through the middle. He's checked there. Smith comes in now, dumps it into the slot. Mission sends it over to the sideboards. Number 9 with it there, up high off the glass, out of Lindsay's reach. That goes down. Bannon picks it up in his own zone. Bannon up to Olsen. Coming in on the right side. He sends it, tried to hit Stipe in the slot. Mission picks it up. He gets bounced off by Stipe, and Letty now has it for the Bobcats. Letty up over center. Just 14 seconds remaining in the period. And it circles around. 6 seconds remaining. Into Stipe. Back to Olsen. Fires it in. That's deflected into the corner. And that's the end of period 1. Bobcats with the 4-0 lead. We'll be back with the second in just a moment.
All right, we're back.
Got Hubler down at our end this time for this period number 2. Mission trying to get some rest during that short break. Again, they've got some injuries and a short bench.
Yeah, there's 4 jerseys on the bench.
Yeah. Long wings it back. Watts sends it over to Wahlberg. Gets into the corner and loses it. Watts now goes after the puck on the half boards. He's got it there, top of the circle. Fires it. That hits a leg. Gets another one. Hits another leg, and Mission clears it, but not out. Dawson tried to hit Wong in the middle. Comes back to the middle ice inside the zone. Wahlberg back to Letty. Cross ice to Dawson. Dawson over to Wahlberg. Fires it in. Save Bernheimer. And Mission just fires the puck all the way down. That'll go right on to Hubler. He has to steer it in the corner for Dawson. Dawson picks it up, sends it to Letty behind the goal. Letty up along the boards to Watts, tipped it through the middle. Wong picks it up there, coming up through center, up over the Mission line. Forced to the left. Puck sent back out over the blue line. Dawson has to go back for it. He sends it in off Watts' stick into the corner. Mission now has it, reverses it. Stewart's going to pick it up there. Stewart into the corner. Watts gets taken down.
So there's
side of the
up.
goal. Yes, there's going to be a penalty coming up to Mission here. Best I would do is call it tackling, but interference.
Let me see if I got it.
Interference is the official call. I don't know. Watts went down just to the right of the goal.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how I missed that. That was
pretty blatant, that one.
Yeah.
So the Bobcats have the power play. Loom in for the draw. Face off to the right of Bernheimer.
That's that physicality I was talking about. It's starting to get chippy.
Gardner sends it back to Bannon. Walks across the middle over to Wahlberg. Wahlberg fires it in. That just misses. Puck rolling. Kept in by Bannon. Gardner now picks it up. Over to Wahlberg. Wahlberg on his backhand. Sends it around behind the goal. Back to Gardner. Gardner back to the point. Bannon sends it over to Wahlberg. One-timer. That just misses. And we have a penalty coming up to the Bobcats now. Cross-checking. Sight going off. Puck goes, Pat saved by Hubler. Wow. That was deflected right in front of him. We've got 4-on-4 hockey here for another minute 16. Luma backhands it in. Mission now coming up. Up in the middle ice area. Wahlberg picks it up inside the Bobcat zone. Fires it off the boards to center ice area. Mission just fires it in. Hubler just is going to hold on to that, and let his teammates get a change. Face-off coming up in the Bobcat zone to the right of Hubler. 12.5 minutes remaining here in period number 2. Currently 4-on-4. And in just under a minute, Mission will get their man back on the ice. Goes in behind Hubler. Letty picks it up there. Comes Loom up through the middle. That's right in. So the reach of Bannon. Puck goes in the corner. Bannon back to Letty. Letty moves into the center ice. Fires a low shot in. Just goes wide. Mission picks it up there and sends it all the way down, and that'll go for icing. Face-off coming back into the Mission zone to the left of Bernheimer. 20 seconds remaining in the Mission penalty, and then they will be at full strength and will be on the power play for another 32 seconds.
We're benefiting from some extra clear glass because I decided to ask for forgiveness rather than permission and snuck out on the ice to clean in front of my... It was bad. They're normally pretty good here. And last couple times I've asked, they've not been open to me walking out onto the ice, which is weird. It's their home rink.
Yep.
Scottsdale, Filbert, they all love it when I clean the ice because other parents benefit, and so do they.
Yep.
But they didn't.
You're a man of many talents, Ben. Overlay has it back to the point. Lindsay fires it across to Letty. from the circle, and he scores.
That was a shorthanded.
That was a shorty, yep.
Back to the point and in through the 5-hole. Kind of snuck under the pad before he got it down. 8 seconds left on the power play for Mission.
Stewart and Loom up front for the Bobcats. Puck comes back to Dawson, over to Jessen. Jessen fires it into the Mission zone. Puck goes in with half board, picked up by Stewart. It looks like it was Letty from Oberle and Lindsay. That shorty.
Both teams back at full strength.
Yep. Mission gets it in over the Bobcat line. Justin there tries to clear it. Puck still along the boards. Stewart picks it up, and we're getting a tripping call coming up against the Bobcats.
Who's that going against?
It's like Justin may be going, yes. Justin gets the tripping call. So that'll put Mission on the power play again. This time they'll have the full 2 minutes. Face off to the ready Hubler. Mission gets it back to their left D. Back along the half boards. Fire it in. Oh! Ooh, right across the crease. Couldn't tap that one in. Number 11 now for Mission. Circling back, top of the circle. Fire it in.
I've never noticed this, but I was just watching Hubler, and his reach with his legs being as tall as he is, he can go post to post, pad down.
Yeah. Low shot in, hits a couple of legs, and then gets into Hubler, and he holds on. Yeah, that's an advantage for sure.
I was watching at one point, he had both down.
Face off coming up to his right. Bannon wins it back. Smith picks it up there and behind the goal. Comes back to the point for Mission. They go cross ice, top of the circle, fired in. Oh, puck loose. Who did the save? Comes back, top of the blue line, and now it's cleared. Good play there by Hubler. And Mission now circling back into their own zone. Over the line, Dawson picks it there, sends it back out, back into the Mission zone. They'll have to regroup back in their own zone. You can say come out now on the left side, up through center. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Hubler steers that one over to the left side. Smith picks it up there, right on, and Hubler's going to hold on to that one.
I'm going to rerun that save from earlier, because that was, he just zipped back. Happened to stick his left pad out just at the right second. That was as close as it's been.
Face off to his left. Long wins it back. Letty has it over to Lindsay. Lindsay up to Olson. Olson just chips it up into the air, up to center ice area. And we're getting a tripping call against Mission here this time as Wong got upended.
Watching a replay on that.
Mission may be just looking for a rest.
I don't know. That was
such a short bet.
Intentional. They just kind of he just kind of stuck his stick out, and
so 4-on-4.
For 14
12
seconds.
seconds. Bobcats will have the power play. Mission tries to clear it, kept in by Dawson. Goes across ice to Letty. Letty sends it back to Wong in the middle. He fired a shot. That was blocked. Back to Dawson. Tries to send it back to Olsen on the back door. But Olsen moves up back over to Letty. Letty fires a low shot in, just misses. Stewart in the corner. Back to Dawson. Dawson fires a shot in, and Bernheimer grabs a hold of that one and hangs on for a face-off. So Bobcats now, minute 30 on the power play. Face-off coming up in the mission zone to the left of their goal. Bounces high. Letty's going to keep it in, though, at the left point. Goes across ice to Dawson. Dawson hits Olsen in the corner. Bad angle shot right through the crease area. Olsen picks it up. Top of the circle. It's around his man. Puck goes into the corner. Stewart in after it. Puck pops out, and Mission tried to clear it, but couldn't quite. And Letty manages to keep that in just barely. Puck goes in around behind. Smith's in the corner with it. Bobcats come out with the puck. Long back to Dawson. Dawson sends it into Stewart. He scores! Stewart. Dawson sent it into the corner. Stewart fired it from the side, and that found a hole past Bernheimer, and the Bobcats are up 6-0. Power play goal.
That shot in. I can't believe that was another angle where there was.
Yeah,
It was off. It's Bernheimer.
Bernheimer, yep.
Bernheimer. It's off his pad, off his left pad.
Yeah. That was, yep. There's another one down here at this end, the same. So both teams at full strength. Mission now. Fired a puck down the ice, and that's rolling, and that will go for icing as Lindsay chases after it. Bernheimer holds on to that one.
Something in my throat. Apologize for the coughs.
Student in for the draw. Comes back. Kept in by Smith. Run off the iron there. Puck comes back to Lindsay. Fires a shot in. Bernheimer the save. That was deflected. Good stop there. Puck into the corner. Goes across the crease. Gardner goes for it. Back to Lindsay. Top of the circle. Fires it in. That misses. Overlay picks it up on the sideboards. Tried to get it back to Smith, and that was intercepted by Mission. They dump it down, but from their side of center. And so that will go for icing. Face-off coming up to the left of Bernheimer. With 6.5 minutes remaining, second period, Bobcats leading 6-0.
I do want to apologize for missing yesterday's video for the game. I really watched it on Live Barn, so he suffered with that. But
it's not the same. Mission has a penalty called here.
He doesn't look like he's happy about that one. You know, he actually tripped on his own. Watch the replay. This is one that Mission parents protest unsuccessful. I'm okay with it because he literally just tripped on us.
Off coming outside the Mission zone.
Yeah. Mission player wasn't even touching him. A lot of times those calls, though, You know, the kids, if their acting skills are up to par, they can pull a penalty where one doesn't exist. I think we just saw that.
Yeah. Letty now back in his own zone. Gives it up to Luma. Chips it up for Wong. Mission intercepts, and they send it back into the Bobcat zone. Be no icing here. Jessen now with it. Here comes Wong now. He gets checked at center. Still with the puck, though. Puck bounced high in the air. He's got it back in the corner. Tried to center it for Watts. That was intercepted by Mission. Mission now backhanding up through center. Still loose. Mission picks it up. Now back into their own zone. Fired off the boards. Jessen now has it at his own blue line. Cross ice to Wahlberg. Holger fans on a pass. Goes into the Mission zone as they'll chase it down into the corner, number 30 for Mission. And he just sees an opening and fires it down the ice. So with 30 seconds remaining in the Bobcat power play, Mission gets to change some players.
What's the runtime rule? Is it 6 points?
I believe it's 6 and in the third period, yeah. Wahlberg has the puck hop over his stick. Cross ice to Bannon. Bannon. It's Luma off his stick. Wahlberg with it. Over the line. Luma now with it in behind. Over to Gardner. Gardner back to Bannon. Skates across. Back over to Gardner. Gardner fires it over the goal. He gets bumped down. And both teams at full strength. And here comes Mission now. Wahlberg back in his own zone. Hits Gardner up through the middle, up to Stipe. Stipe moving in, puck rolling on him. Tried to hit Gardner. Gardner sends it across. He scores. Not from the best angle, but it went in. And that'll put the score at 7.
I was watching something on YouTube recently, and I want to. The sporting event, I'm pretty sure it was hockey, but it was they were looking at mercy rule because it was a hockey. I want to say it was a hockey game. It's either hockey or soccer, but it was like 40 points, 40-point differential.
Wow. 40.
40. Yeah.
That
yeah.
just sunk in.
40.
Yeah, we're just watching the Mission player go off for a penalty here, number 33.
And
that would certainly be really something for soccer.
Yeah. But the coaches were asking the refs for a mercy rule, stop the game. Just.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't remember if it was hockey or if it was soccer. But it was this last week.
Bobcats on the power play, a minute and a half remaining.
Anybody on the live stream see that story recently?
Back to Letty. Letty moves it in, back over to Olsen. Olsen steps in, tried to get it back to Letty out of his reach. Letty backhands it in, and that's picked up by Mission, intercepted. Here comes Smitty up through the middle. He gets forced wide, dumps it into the zone. Wong goes after it there. Wong sends it back the other way. Dawson chases it down in the corner. Bobcats now up over their own blue line, up through center. Dawson with it up over the Mission line on the left side. Fires it in. That misses. Wong's going to retrieve it along the other side. Mission has it now behind their own goal. 30 seconds remaining in the power play for the Bobcats. Mission dumps it down, and that's going to go for icing.
We got a response in the comment. Yeah, so I'm not crazy. It was Ryan Kessler's team, yeah, and he coaches in the playoffs. Like, can you imagine a 40-point game before you even get to the third?
That's crazy. Stipe fires in. Blocker save Bernheimer. Puck hits the netting above the glass, and we'll have a face-off. Who did that go off of? Let's see. I think it's coming outside the line, so it must have went off one of the Bobcats.
23 seconds left in the Bobcats power play.
It goes in behind the Mission goal. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Comes around to the point. Bannon across to Wahlberg. Wahlberg fires it off a leg. Mission at full strength. Wahlberg intercepts that stretch pass. Hubler steers it into the left corner. Wahlberg after it there. Gardner tips it up off the boards. He's up over the Mission blue line. He's checked there. Last minute to play in the second period. Steady with it for Mission. Hits a man just jumped off the bench. Wahlberg picks it up inside his own line. Over to Bannon. Bannon hits Luma with it. Luma sends it back into the corner. Bannon will have to go after it. Whoops, he lost an edge and goes down.
Oh, he does not look comfortable.
He clears it back to Gardner. And here comes Wahlberg up over the blue line. Through center ice. Pad save Bernheimer, and he holds on with 13 seconds remaining in period number 2. We'll have a face-off in the Mission zone. Bobcats ahead 7-0.
So Watch just posted the stats for that game. 43-0, 121-0 shots on goal. 48-minute game. So with something like that, do you? I'm not hinting that we're there. I mean, that's a 7-0. We're in a runtime, but at what point does the mercy rule, or should a mercy rule kick in?
Well, the mercy is the time runs.
Yep. All right.
So we should have run time here in the third period. We'll be back in just after a short break.
All right. Last 15 minutes of play. I can say with confidence. Relative confidence.
Stewart in for the draw. Mission picks it up in their own zone, sends it back the other way. Lindsay over to Smith. Smith up through the middle to Stewart. It's intercepted by Smitty for Mission up over the Bobcat line in on the left side. He's forced in behind the goal. Stewart now back to Smith, up over to Oberle on the right side. Plays Scrambly at center ice. Dumped into the Mission zone. Number 17 has it there, fires it around the left side. Kept in by Smith. Back to Wong, that's hits a Mission player. Lindsay's able to keep it in. Wahlberg with it. He cuts to the middle, fires a shot in, just missed. Smith comes in along the boards into the corner. Flips it off to Gardner. Gardner for the middle. Right on Bernheimer. And he holds on for the save.
They're stopping the clock.
They are.
Okay. Oh, now it's running.
There we go.
All right, my clock's a little off because I restarted mine before I could figure out what was going on.
That goes into the corner. Luma with it. Back to Lindsay. Lindsay back to Luma. Cuts into the center. Back to the corner for Wahlberg. Fires it in. Pad save there by Bernheimer. Lindsay hits Wong with it. Wong helps it in behind the goal. Puck is rolling. Comes into the far corner. Number 30 picks it up for Mission. Gets it out, and here comes number 9 coming up over the blue line. Back check there by Wong. Puck is cleared out to center.
Is there a penalty?
I believe we have a penalty to number 9 for Mission. It's like a tripping call. The Bobcats on the power play. Face-off coming in to the left of the Mission goal. Clock is running at 12 and a half minutes. Luma in for the draw. Get back to Smith. Smith over to Jessen. Jessen moves in, fires it just wide. Off a leg. Mission with it. Sees an opening, sends it down, and that'll be icing. So Mission wearing jersey number 30 has number 55 on his helmet. So I think I remember seeing him previously. 55 is actually his true number. Luma wins it back to Jessen. Jessen fires it in around behind the goal. Minute 20 remaining on the power play. Puck kept in by Gardner. He moves in, fires it high over the goal. Kept in by Jessen at the left point. Around behind to Luma. Luma fires it around to Gardner. Gardner dumps it back to Smith at the right point. Back in for Gardner. He gets checked. And here comes Smitty now for Mission. Down the left side. Puck hops into the Bobcat bench. And we'll have a face-off in the center ice area.
The 40 seconds left on that Bobcats power play.
Yeah. Gardner comes in over to Watts, fires it in. Nice glove save by Bernhard. Face-off coming up to the right of the Mission goal. Goes back into the Bobcats zone. Smith chasing after it.
Both teams showing some fatigue.
Comes Gardner, cutting through the middle. And he gets hooked a little. Puck fired in by Watts. Luma with it. Mission touches the puck, and they're getting a hooking call. Bobcats on the power play. Face off to the left of Bernheimer, and the Mission's goal. Stewart in for the draw. He's out there with Wong and Bannon. Puck comes back to Dawson from the middle. That's deflected just wide. Puck on the back of the goal. Wong over to Stewart. Dawson fires it in. That hits a leg. Bannon steers it to the middle. Mission gets a hold of it and sends it down the ice, and that'll go for icing. And a minute 30 remaining on the power play, but the clock is running. Bannon takes the draw on this side. Stewart picks it up from there, fires in, right on. Bernheimer the save. Dawson comes in, can't quite keep it. Bannon gets back to cover, and Dawson has it over the line, and Mission comes back the other way. Stewart now with it in behind his own goal. Coming up the left side. Send it over the right side. Kept in by Stewart. Clears it back. Dawson fires it in. Rebound comes right out. Right in front, jamming away at it. Puck goes to the left of the goal. Wong has it. Sends it around behind the goal. Bannon picks it up. Circles over to Dawson on his backhand. Puck goes into the corner to Stewart. Tried to center it, and that's picked off by Mission. And 16 seconds remaining in the penalty. Leddy back in his own zone. Dawson now and over the line. His teammates are changing. Fires it over the goal.
Both teams back at full strength.
7.5 minutes remaining. Dawson goes back into his own corner with it. Sends it over to Olsen. Here comes Olsen up the right side, up through center. Tried to hit Watts with it. Watts sends it across ice into the right side. Stipe into Olsen in behind. Olsen back to Stipe. Gets it back to Lindsay. Cross ice to Smith. Smith into Stipe. Or Olsen rather. Tried to one-timer. That didn't quite work. And Mission finds an opening and sends it down to the right of Hubler. And with 6:40 remaining here in period 3 run time, we'll have a face-off coming up to the right of Bernheimer. Gotta give Mission credit. They got a very short bench today.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've noted this year with Mission is they've had a short bench all year, but they've got I don't know what they're feeding those kids because they always seem to have stamina that can sometimes outlast teams with a much deeper bench.
And Mission fires it into the Bobcat zone. 6 minutes remaining. Wilson gets dumped. Stipe has it. Sends it in the middle ice area. Goes off Watt, stick into the corner. And Mission now clears the zone. Lindsay has it. Sends it across ice. Olsen picks it up over the line. Coming in on the left side. Cuts towards the middle. Back to Stipe. Stipe fires it. Save Bernheimer. Puck goes up over the goal. Olsen with it. Olsen sends it back to the point out of Smith's reach, and he has to go retrieve it back at his own blue line. Cross ice pass just ahead of Stipe. Mission clears the zone. And Smith picking it up in his own, behind his own goal. 5 minutes remaining here in the third. Bounces up to the Bobcat bench area. Gardner's check there. Smitty has it for Mission now, inside his own zone. Cross ice to 17, sends it up the right side. Into the Bobcat zone. Letty has it in behind. Goes over to Oberle. And here comes Luma now, coming down the right side. Good speed. Cuts to the middle, fires a shot in, deflected by Gardner, just wide. Puck comes back into the crease area. Mission has it. Mission off the boards to the Bobcat line. Smitty picks it up at center. Up over the blue line, into the corner. Still got it in behind the goal. Comes out the other side. Goes over to the far boards. Delayed penalty call against the Bobcats. They have Mission pulled their goalie, but didn't have a chance to get an extra player on. As Luma is going off for the Bobcats.
Yeah, tripping.
Yeah. So face-off coming to the right of Hubler. Mission on the power play. About 3.5 minutes remaining in the period. We're doing a run time. Oberle picks up the puck, clears it center ice area. Here comes Watt streaking down the middle. He's got all alone, fires it in. Save Bernheimer. Mission now with it. Watts picks it up again at the blue line, and he was just off. Hadn't quite cleared the zone when he picked that up. And we're going to face off at center with 3 minutes remaining. 1.5 minutes remaining in the power play for Mission. Comes Smitty over the Bobcat line. He gets checked by Letty. Stayed on his feet, though. Puck goes into the corner. Oberle picks it up there. Oberle tried to hit Watts. That was behind him, but goes into the Mission zone rolling, and that will be just far enough for icing. .45 seconds remaining in the power play for Mission. Face-off coming up to the right of Hubler.
Bobcats break into the 40s with the shots on net.
Yes. Mission over to their right D. Fired a shot in. Puck is loose.
Where is it? Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Hubler made the original save, and then there was a lot of puck bouncing around.
Who's on D? Who's on the ice in D right now?
It's Smith and Dawson.
Great coordinated effort between the entire defensive team there. I mean, that was crazy.
Mission in the corner with it. Penalty has expired. 1.5 minutes remaining in the period. Puck fired in behind Hubler. Smith is without his stick.
Oh, please tell me it's not broken.
Yeah, here comes Wahlberg all alone. Fires it in. Nice save by Bernheimer. Mission has it. They clear it out to center ice. Minute remaining. Smith has his stick back, so I think you're okay there, Ben. I think he just lost it.
I feel pain for any parent that has a kid that loses a stick. But,
Yeah. Puck goes into the Mission zone, and that will be icing, and the clock is running with 39 seconds remaining. Face-off coming up to the right of Hubler. Goes in behind, Justin with it. Watt sends it up to State. That's intercepted. Puck at center ice area. Here comes Mission over the Bobcat blue line. Cutting right into the middle. Puck goes in behind now, right in the front. And puck's coming down into the Mission zone, and that goes for icing, but with 2 seconds remaining and a running clock. That will do it, and that will put the Bobcats into third place for the season. And that's the final game of the regular season, and we'll have the State's playdowns coming up in a couple of weeks. And that's what we have from Chandler this morning. So thanks for joining us, folks.
Yep, and I'm sure everybody that, Brayton on the shutout. I was thinking it the whole time. I know not to say anything. Braden with the shutout. Feel bad for Mission with their players that are down and out and injuries and all that, especially at the end of the season. But
yeah, that's tough for sure. But give them credit; they played hard.
And if you haven't already, like, subscribe. I'm getting close to my. I'm over my 800 mark. I'm trying to hit 1,000. So get your friends and family to like and subscribe so they get notifications of future games. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for highlights. We will catch you next time.